Hello, friends. It's Sarah. Welcome back to part 2 of our Balboa Park Dinkum Build, a collaborative effort between myself and BoozyLoomer, aka Michelle, and my building partner, SunnyAnn. So the last episode, we mostly got to see me building the structure that is right there to my left. And then I would pop in and check out Sunny and Michelle's builds as well. And right now I'm just sort of like details. It's all about the details at this point. This video is going to be the tweaks and the little things that kind of put everything together and make it the complete build that you will see at the end. So I think we left off last time where we were kind of talking, and I said that none of this stays really the way that it is. So we were heavy duty in conversations at this point, Michelle and I, about what the front of the hotel should look like. Not the hotel. Wow. I've still got the luxury hotel in my brain, you guys. I'm so sorry. What the museum would look like. You know, we all had our inspiration pictures that we built these buildings off of. And, you know, the Natural History Museum in Balboa Park had a lot more greenery and it was less busy on the front of the building. And so we had multiple conversations about what to do there. Should we take some things away? Should we edit some more? So we were like, let's think about it. Let's see what happens. And we'll go about finishing some of these other little tasks that we've got going on. So here I am doing the magic of the dev commands and placing full-grown trees because my patience is like at 0 when it comes to waiting to see what they will look like once they're fully grown. And this helps kind of speed the process along and get a chance to see, you know, if where you've placed items and what you're doing is looking good. So if you want to use this little trick, you just hit the enter button on your keyboard and place item and then whatever corresponding number. There is a list. I think if you go on the Dinkum Discord, there's like a commands or a cheats or mods. I forget exactly, and I'm so sorry. I should have looked it up before I did this. But there is a section where you can go and you can get access to a full list of things you can place, like trees and bushes and things like that, if you don't want to wait for things to grow. If you're in creative mode like this and you're like, hey, I'm impatient, just like me, this is a really great way to facilitate your building and really know what you've got going on right away, rather than having to wait several in-game days and to see what's what. So fun little tip there. I think it's in an Excel spreadsheet, all the entire list of items you can place in the game. So I would definitely go check that out if you're not already a member of the Dinkum Discord. It's pretty easy to find, but I will try to remember to link that in the description below. And of course, I run around like a chicken with my head cut off trying to figure out, well, does this look good? Does this look good? What should I do differently? So bear with me, guys. I'm so sorry. It's a bit of a crazy mess. So I'm not entirely sure what takes place, what's behind this building in real life. So this is mostly my imagination. I took some liberties here and just decided to do my own thing, as I typically do with these kinds of builds. They start off from a place of inspiration and then I expand on them. So the courtyard was completely my idea. Now here I am in my supervisory capacity, telling everyone what to do and dictating how they should work. No, I'm just kidding. I was trying to get a really good look at the building to kind of assess what we needed to do to change it to make Michelle feel better about what was going on. So I was just like, I'm just going to do some things. And when I'm done, you don't like it, we can change it up. But just let me do my thing and we'll see what's what. So that's what's going to happen here. We also decided to move these tree planters over a little bit and also plant the tree up one square. So that way the tree itself is not really obstructing the view of the building as much as they were when they were buried down one. So, and the little square around the tree is supposed to be like a bench seating. Where I went to college, we had these little like benches that were built around trees as seating outside, and it was really nice. And I believe Michelle said that at the museum there was also that same similar feel where you'd have some seating around trees. So we just sort of incorporated it here in the form of pathing and built up terraforming. So we decided that the front of the building needed more green and less stuff. So this is us attempting to sort of edit down a little bit and get it looking the way we were hoping it would look. I've come over to help Sunny place some trees in her little botanical garden area. I was super impressed with the hedge maze garden. It's not really a maze, you can't walk through it. I forget what she said it was, but there's this beautiful garden that has these hedges grown up in shapes like that. So she was like, I really want to replicate that. She's got an affinity for flowers and all things green. So I was like, that's a perfect build for you. And she executed it beautifully. So here I am just putting in some details around the building that I built. Just try to fill out some spaces and, add those little things that really kind of add the little zhuzh to everything you're doing. Sometimes things can be pretty plain. So you add in all the little details to give it some personality. So we decided our park so Sunny was mostly done with her section. She's kind of like me, kind of walks away, does something else, and comes back. And she was like, there's still a few things missing maybe, but I'm not sure what. So we were talking about lighting and different things like that. And I think she tried out a couple of different scenarios. But we also decided that our park needed a bathroom, which was what she was kind of working on before we came back over here to discuss lighting options. So now I'm building the little cafe area that Balboa Park has. There's a bunch of umbrellas set out for people to sit under. So we've got umbrellas in the game. So we were like, yep, let's use it. So here I am just sort of experimenting with, different design concepts and elements here and, reconfiguring things to see what's going to work better. Michelle was asking me to come place some trees for her. She was like, we want to hide the desert behind us since we've got that planned for a future build, but that's coming later. So it was like, we need to kind of differentiate this space from that space and also just kind of hide all the things going on back there that aren't too terribly pretty to look at. So I've come in to put in some well-placed trees. And then I think we started deciding that the fence was just a little too cement, too industrial looking. But I'm not sure if that's here in just a few minutes or if it's much later on. Sometimes you kind of forget all the things you do and when you do them. And sometimes I edit these videos and don't do the voiceovers for quite some time later. And so, I kind of forget from time to time. I'm back over to the little cafe area. Just placing out, again, more details just to round the space out. I didn't want to fill it up too much. Sometimes I overfill spaces and then I end up not liking it. So sometimes simplicity is better. I decided I did not like that and decided that I was going to pull a Jersey Games and copy his iron fence and hedge fence combo that's such a winner. And ended up liking that a lot more. It was shorter, didn't obstruct the view as much, and it made more sense in terms of separating this area from the rest of the build. So now signage. You got to indicate what's what, where's what. So that was that. So now we've got this little area off to the side of the museum that Michelle was building. And it's kind of like another eatery. There's several places. I mean, Balboa Park is huge. So there's several places where you can get food and do things like eat or have picnics. And so we were trying to kind of make this area sort of an amalgamation of all of those spaces. And we were talking about trying to make a picnic table since we don't have that item in the game yet. James, please, can we have a picnic table? And it wasn't working out the way any of us were kind of hoping it would. And then I was like, you know how in some parks they have like the concrete picnic table with the concrete benches? I was like, why don't we just go for that look instead, since we can't really do the wood picnic table look the way we want? And voila, there you go. I thought it turned out really well when we started putting it all together, and she got a couple more tables out there. Sometimes it just takes a village to get everything working and looking the way you want it to. And Michelle is a girl after my own heart, where she likes things in symmetricality as well as I do. So, we've got that in common. It drove Sunny absolutely crazy because she's like, not everything has to be symmetrical. We know, Sunny, we know. But it also looks good when it's symmetrical. So, so this is the bathroom area, and will also be the parking lot area. Because, you got to have a place to park when you come to these like public spaces, correct? We didn't want to leave that out. So I'm laying that down, and I told Sunny she had to build the bathrooms because I was like, you're better at that than I am. She's the bathroom guru when it comes to building bathrooms in Dinkum. She did a fantastic job on the campsite one, and she has a really cute little one on her island that's in a campsite area. So I think she's just the designated bathroom builder from now on out. Not exactly glamorous, but it's necessary. So here we are once again. Jersey, this is for you. Iron cement fencing as well as the hedges. It really is a great combination for a reason because it looks so good. So here we are just discussing different architectural elements for the bathroom area, trying to break up some of the lines, add some visual interest. Should we have a quote skylight? Should we not? Should we put something on the roof to make it look like this instead of this? And, you go back and forth. As we do, as you guys know, it's probably become a habit at this point. You guys are probably very getting familiar with our building style. Put it up, tear it down. You got to take a look at it. Some people can do it, and it looked perfectly the first time, and I applaud that. I am not one of those people. I gotta see it, and then tear it down and rebuild it if I don't like it. There was also another inspiration picture that we had of this beautiful rows and rows and rows and rows of cultivated and very manicured flowers in flower boxes or flower beds. And we wanted to recreate that. So we thought, this is a great place over here by the museum. There's this, big, long, skinny space we don't know what to do with. Let's put the flowers in over there. So that is kind of what we're doing here, sort of preparing this area to get ready for that. And also just sort of cleaning up some of the messiness of what was over here previously. This is the backside of my market area and the Grauman's Chinese Theater. So here Michelle and I are going, okay, well, can we get them even? Let's get this symmetrical now. It drove Sunny nuts. But it turned out amazing. So, some things don't have to be symmetrical, but some things do. And this turned out to be one of those things. If you look at Balboa Park, if you look at pictures of it, it does definitely have a very geometric and what's the word I'm looking for? Symmetrical sort of feel about it everywhere you go. So why not do that in real life? We had some difficulty. Some of you who've played in multiplayer may have noticed that the flower boxes and the water boxes sometimes will, if you're not the one hosting the game, will sprout duplicate flowers or have different flowers when you lay the box down. And it's a glitch in the game that is a known glitch that is supposedly going to be fixed for the next update. But it did make building anything with flower boxes super difficult because for me, they look blank, as you guys are seeing on my screen. But Sunny saw all of them full. They were already full, and she was just kind of like, okay, tell me which one I placed down here. Okay, now I'm gonna place this one here. What does that look like? And I'm like, yeah, you're doing great. It looks good. There's nothing here from on my end, but the whole thing was completely full of flowers already for her. So I stood around to kind of help her place things because she would get confused. She was like, I'm going in a pattern here, but if there's already flowers in the boxes, I don't know what the pattern is, because everything is just doubled up. So that's what we're doing here. She does go back later and make things symmetrical and in a pattern. And while I don't mind flower beds to be kind of hodgepodge, once she did what she did, which you'll see in just a few minutes, it looked really great. And I was like, okay, see, symmetricality does work, Sunny. I'm just giving her a hard time because I know she's going to watch this. And I just want to, rib her a little bit because she needs it. Plus we do this to each other all the time, give each other a hard time. It's hilarious. So Michelle's in here building the museum. It turns out really great. I know we've got Theodore on our island, and he's got a great museum. But, when you're building Balboa Park and it has lots of museums, you're going to do your own thing. So as you can kind of maybe see from that sped up run around, Sunny was kind of putting a design into the flower boxes. So now we're over here in the parking lot trying to figure out what to do with that. Wow, I spin the camera around far too often. I'm so sorry, guys. It's one of those things you don't think about when you're editing and you've sped it up a little so that you don't have to watch in real time me decide what to do and where to place things. Also, surprisingly, parking lots are not... I don't know. They're not super awesome. They're not very visually interesting. Or maybe I just don't have the creativity to make them such. So we just did the standard thing, putting some lines to divide where you'd park the cars, et cetera, et cetera. Eventually, as you've probably seen in our Grand Canyon Part 3 build, that road that I was kind of starting there will lead out to the Grand Canyon area. So it all ties in eventually. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'll put a link down in the description. You can go check it out if you haven't already. The Grand Canyon plus the surrounding national park area. It was a lot of fun to build. An epically long build though. It took forever. We ended up actually taking a break from that to build this, believe it or not. That's the magic of editing. Some of these things happen at different times. So yeah, just a fun little behind the scenes fact there, if you like that sort of thing. We took a break from building the Grand Canyons area to come over here and work with Michelle and build Balboa Park. And after we finished this, I was like, you know what? I've got a couple of areas on my island already that kind of are California-esque. What if we did Griffith Observatory next and the Hollywood sign? We kind of joked about that during Grauman's Chinese Theater, the build for that. Why not do it? And possibly, a winery, because that's Northern California, right? So yeah, I think we're going to make this entire area on the side of the island kind of dedicated to California. I've spent quite a few vacations out that way, so why not? I'm pretty familiar. And you guys know me, I like to build things I've been to before, so it makes it more fun. Can I bring that to life, And I enjoy seeing things that, seeing places I've been to kind of come to life here in Dinkum. It's one of the fun things about building in creative mode and being able to kind of replicate some of these great places I've had a chance to visit. So I've come back over to the cafe area to kind of tweak some things, make it a little less awkward. Sometimes I just build around areas and not really specifically make it for what I'm trying to do. So back and forth, just so much, so much back and forth. It's all because we're at the details part now. Just everything is details. So we had some fossils and some amber that we had found in previous builds, and I had held on to them, and I was like, ooh, that would be perfect for our museum. And then we ended up talking about needing, a chunk of ruby and the chunk of emerald. And so we were like, well, we're going to have to make a trip to the mines to get those things. And of course, Sunny was like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't like the mines. Your mines are scary. You don't have mods on. And I was like, it'll be fine. There's 3 of us. What could go wrong? Oh, yep. He ran away. Come here. We're going to ride you. Yes. Ride the frillies. He's just chill. There goes a Roo running around.
It does look like we're sitting down though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Hey, come here. You're gonna be my pet.
So what is our goal here?
Did y'all like that? I left in some actual audio. It's weird. We were doing something and jumping around, and then it looked like we were sitting on top of the frilly's head. So we were like, okay, this is fun. Let's do this for a minute. Sunny, eat one of those.
Yeah.
And if you want some, Michelle.
Right. Where is it?
It's on the ground.
This? That looks like a lot.
Mighty spread.
Yeah, that's
The mighty spread?
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm holding my sausages.
All right. If y'all want to
That says more information than we need.
my 2 sausages. All right, Sunny, come on. I know you're scared, but let's go. You can do this.
Wait, I still need more of something. I'm only half full.
Well, you can get it down there if you want. Oh yeah, Bat Zapper. I need that.
Yeah, I'm full to the brim on everything right now.
Okay, everybody turn your microphones down because I'm going to be screaming a lot.
You mean our headphones?
Your headphones.
I took one out, so it's half the volume.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'll do one ear.
Well, I always only have one ear in.
All right, guys. All right, if we stay together, it should be pretty easy. All right, there's one right there. Boom. We're done.
Oh my gosh.
Done.
Oh, you're kidding. Where?
Sunny, it's your
Okay,
lucky day.
We don't even have to.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy.
Wow.
We didn't have to use a key. It was just sitting there waiting for us.
That was awesome.
That was great. So there you go. All that stress and worry.
Uh-oh.
Are you okay? Where'd y'all go?
Wow, that
Sarah?
elevator must have gone down fast. She's up
Sarah,
above us.
You're above us.
Joe, like that? The little glitch with the elevator? I thought that was fun. Leaving that little bit of where we went to the mines, and Sunny was absolutely like freaking out about going down there, and then it ended up having an emerald right outside the mine elevator. How lucky is that? So, fun times. This is why you play with friends, guys. Mines are a lot less scary. Go back and check my mining made easier ? Video and see if any of those tips kind of help you navigate the mines a little better and not feel a little less stressed when you go down there. So here we are, just kind of adding in some details to the museum at this point. I think Sunny and I have basically finished with what we needed to do, and so we came over to help Michelle. And we were having issues with the emerald and the rubies kind of falling through the little pedestals that we had them on. And we started rethinking, okay, well, what if we made it to where it looked like it's an exhibit? And so we roped it off. And so that's what we're doing here. So each of the little things that were being displayed are going to kind of have their own little spot. And we're going to rope off this area so you can't touch. It's like artifacts that don't need to be messed with. You can look, but you can't touch it. So we roped everything off to where, it was something to be viewed, but not so accessible. for anybody coming in to take a look. So I thought it worked out well. I need some more signs in the game. I know, I ask for things all the time, but signage that looks not like something that's not a headstone, but also something that's not a wooden stone. So that way, whenever you're doing things like this, you can, more accurately reflect the aesthetic of what's going on, rather than, something that looks like a tombstone. But it works. It works for now. I imagine James has all kinds of things planned for the future, so I'm going to wait patiently and see what happens next. I'm grateful for whatever he wants to give us, so beggars can't be choosy. So I'll just take it, whatever it is. So yeah, we've got the inside of the museum looking pretty snazzy. So then we come over to the cafe area, and I think we start kind of talking about, we should have 2 entrances. So yeah, we're just kind of making some last minute little detail changes, and I kept having issues putting in that hedge arch to where it would match the other one. I tell you, the struggle bus is real. So then there was some debate about the sign. Should the sign say where you're going into versus, the way I had it just now? Should we say that the area behind us is the botanical garden, and then if you go on the other side where the fountain is, you're going to be walking into Balboa Park? So there's much debate about this. We ended up going with this in the end, and I think it worked out. I hope it's not too confusing. It was a great debate, so let me know in the comments what you think. I went to go check what I actually named this place. And, Anyway, so here is the final build. We're going to do a little tour walkthrough, and I'm just going to walk right on through the fountain because why not? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. We had a blast doing this together. I highly recommend grabbing a couple of your friends and going and building something, even if it's something small. It doesn't have to be something elaborate like this. But we had a blast hanging out for a couple of days building this. I'm super happy with how it turned out, and I couldn't have done it without Michelle and Sunny's help. This game has opened up just so many great relationships and friendships with people, and I enjoy that almost more than actually playing the game. So, ladies, thanks so much for coming over and building this amazing area on my island. I could not be more happy and more proud, and couldn't have had 2 better people to work with. So here we are, just admiring our beautiful handiwork. I'm going to pat myself on the back. Thank you very much. Everybody just did an amazing job. All the ideas that got brought together, and the collaboration was a perfect one. I feel like we worked together well, we had a lot of fun, and I feel like all of these builds work together fairly well, and they look fairly seamless together. And I stand back and look at this and I think, wow, we just did such a great job, and we did this so fast. So I think I marvel at that more than anything. If you hear disaster in the background, that's my 2 cats. I'm so sorry. So here we are in Sunny's build, and then here we are with Michelle's. And here we are, the 3 Musketeers, the genius builders of Balboa Park, guys. Of course, no build is complete without an aerial tour. So here it is what it looks like from the air. And that hedge garden just looks absolutely amazing. Sunny, I think you've really outdid yourself with this one. And Michelle's museum, I tell you what, she said she wasn't much of a big builder. You know, she was just going to do whatever we told her. But a lot of this was her idea. And I got to tell you, she really knocked it out of the park. Absolutely stunning. Looks great. Michelle, we've got to build something else together. Michelle has her own YouTube channel. If you didn't know, it is BoozyLoomer. I will link it in the description below. You should go check out her channel. She does a lot of daily life dinkum play, plus a couple of other games. Very chill, great relaxing vibe. You should really go subscribe and check her out. And SunnyAnn just recently had her island toured by Jersey Games. So if you follow him, you should go check out her island tour. She's got a lot of amazing little places on her island. It's absolutely just two super creative and wonderful people. Guys, I can't tell you enough how much I enjoyed working with them. Of course, you know, got to get a little cinematic here. And we decided to just sit and watch the sun go down, if I can ever get the camera angle right. It loses some of its magic, but you know, I never said I was professional at this. I was also taking multiple screenshots at this particular point in time, if I'm not mistaken. You know, trying to just get a few different angles. So, yeah. I think the sky being green at sunset is an interesting twist. And then look at that orange, guys. That orange and red that starts to appear. So, so pretty. Pretty much every time I play, it gets to this time of day, I just will stop whatever I'm doing and just kind of watch the light change. One more quick flyby so you guys can see it at nighttime, because it looks just as pretty, I think, at night as it does during the day. I can't thank Sunny and Michelle enough for coming over and working on this idea with me, and for indulging me and putting up with my, you know, all of my, well, could we do this? What about this idea? You know, every 5 seconds. It's, you know, that's when you know you got good friends, because they put up with your nonsense. Are y'all having fun in the pond? Here, come over here, Sunny, and we'll all do it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, there you are.
Woo! Skipping in the pond.
You have to have fun. Life's too short,
It's gonna
man.
be a short.
What do you guys do with Dinkum?
We hop in the water.
What do you mean?
Whee!
Like a bunny, hop, hop, hop.
Oh, he looks so ridiculous. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I hope you enjoyed the little clips of our actual conversation. This was so much fun. And as always, I want you guys to be kind to yourselves and be kind to others. We'll see you guys in the next one.